Good morning. I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. If you're participating in the Spring Declutter Challenge, this is day 4, so we're up to 10 items to declutter today. I wanted to share my items with you and give you a couple of pointers to help you in your journey in bringing peace and simplicity into your home. Here is my pile of decluttered items. I will go through them and share them with you, give you a couple of ideas about my whys for getting rid of them. This item is something this is a big item. This is Lane's Pack and Play, and baby items can be really hard to declutter, but when we think about them in the proper way, it becomes easier. So I know that this was a gift from a very special friend, and this whole family loves Lane, loves us, and gave us such a special gift in giving us this Pack and Play. Lane used this Pack and Play every day for over a year, multiple times. So although in the beginning it might seem wasteful to get rid of it because it was an expensive item, in my mind I know that we have gotten full use of this gift, and now it's time for someone else to receive the benefit of this. Now, this is something I would not throw in the trash. But we do have a community space in our neighborhood where people will place discarded items that are still usable by the dumpster, and other people can come and look through them, and if they have a need for the item, then they are free to take it with no cost, and they can use it in their homes. That is what I'm going to do with this item. I know there are several families in this area that have a need for a Pack and Play. And so instead of this taking up room in my home and I'm not going to ever use it again, I can put it there and someone who does need a Pack and Play can use it. And this gift that my friend gave me can live on and be a blessing to someone else. When you think about kids and baby items, this is how we have to think about it. We have to realize that we have gotten full use of the items, and our kids, even though we don't like to think about it, they are growing up and they are not going to be able to use the same items year after year. So while we have little ones, we're going to have to, in our mind, realize that the items that we have for them at this current time are serving a purpose, and then when they grow out of them, it is best practice to let those items go to another family who can also get the most use out of them. It's a double blessing. You get the items that are no longer being used out of your home, and then another family who is entering into that time of life are also able to benefit from the item. So those are a couple of things to think about when we're thinking about and having to process getting rid of our baby items. I know it's hard. I'm there and I'm with you. So staying with the baby items, I found this little toy that somehow didn't get given away when the toy that it went with was given away. So there's number 2. I have a set of baby food jars. I had 2 sets, and one was glass and one was plastic. So I made the decision to keep the glass ones for small leftovers and for making yogurt, and I decided I would give these away for other families who are making baby food for their babies. This was a really nice bib that I found. For some reason, I'm just not really a bib user, so this is going as well in the baby pile. I think that's all of the baby items, but I found this pill box. I know that a lot of people use pill boxes. I'm very thankful that we do not have a need for a pill box. This was bought for my husband to remember to take his vitamins, and I found it in my side of the closet, half full of vitamins, so that shows me that we are not going to use this right now. And one day when we do need a pill box, it's simple and easy to replace. So I'm going to just donate this so that someone else can use it, and I will find a new one whenever we get to a place in our lives where we need a large pill box. I was cleaning the kitchen the other day and realized that this recipe book had been on the shelf for a really long time and we have never used it. So I decided this was one that was taking up space and had no purpose, so I'm gonna let someone else try to find some good cowgirl recipes. This was a set of spoons, measuring spoons that we've bought at an estate sale that we went to recently, and it looked really good, promising, but I have a specific place for our measuring spoons to go, and it is much smaller than this is. So you can see that this is like double the size of most of the measuring spoons, and when we put it into the place where the measuring spoons go, it hung off. It was going to fall on the floor. It was going to be in the way. So even though we had only used this once, I decided this was not going to work for us, and so I'm going to donate it, and we will continue to look for one more set of measuring spoons that will fit in our space. It's okay if you make a purchase and you realize that it doesn't work. It's okay to let that thing go. You're not saving any money by keeping things in your home that are not helpful to you. So the money is already spent, and you are not saving any money by not donating the item that is not being used. We have to accept the fact that when we purchase things, we give the money up front, and however much use of that item that we receive for the money that we have exchanged for it is already determined. If I used these tablespoons 1,000 times before I donated them, I still spent the same amount of money. And then I would have had to deal with the frustration and aggravation of them not fitting in my cabinet for all of those years, and I still would have spent the same amount of money. So now I can get rid of them as soon as I realize they don't work, and I'm not out any more money than I would have been if I had kept them and been frustrated by them for years and years on end. Another kitchen item that I am going to declutter is this drying mat. I have 2 drying mats, and I just decided I didn't really need this small one, so I'm going to donate this so that someone else can find some use for it. And I have a glass cutting board. I don't know who thought glass cutting boards was a good idea, but I tried to use it the other day and it did not work for me. So maybe I just don't know how to use it, but I'm not going to spend time trying to figure it out. I have a thick plastic one and I like just fine, so I'm just going to let this go. It was noisy when I cut on it. It was aggravating and I didn't like it. So I am decluttering the cutting board. And finally, I am going to donate my duvet cover. I had kept this duvet cover for a really long time, trying to find something to go inside it. And when I was at the thrift store the other day, I found a nice white comforter that fits my bed. I put it inside this duvet cover and it was a nightmare. So now I just have the nice comforter on my bed. I like the way it looks. It's white, it's clean. Of course, my baby did put pin marks on it, so I'm trying to work those out. But I do not want to deal with this duvet cover. It's nothing but trouble, and it has taken up time and space in my life, and I'm ready to get rid of it. So even though I had kept it for a really long time, and I thought that I had found the perfect solution, when I used the perfect solution, it did not work. So that showed me that I'm not a duvet cover kind of person, and that's okay. If I never have a duvet again, it's not gonna hurt me. I can let this go and let somebody who is more knowledgeable and adept at keeping things in the corners of a duvet, and I will not have to worry about this anymore. So that's my 10 items so far. I am excited about the hopes of getting rid of a lot more clutter. This is not the first time that I have gone through a month-long declutter. And actually, the first time that I went through, I was tossing stuff left and right. I did not pay attention to the number because I was in a mindset of I've had enough and I have to get rid of this stuff. And so I think on day 3, I got rid of literally 30 garbage bags full of clothes. It filled up our entire vehicle, but I still have plenty of stuff to get rid of. If you are at a level of overwhelmed at all of the clutter in your house, feel free to go above and beyond the daily number that I'm recommending. You can declutter however much you want to, and you will find a rhythm and you will be excited about all of the progress that you're making. 2 more things that I want to touch on. Number 1, start simple. Do not go to your sentimental items and try to declutter those first. Put those away for a later time when you have more emotional energy to devote to the difficult items to declutter. Start surface level and find things that you do not even like. They are in your home and you don't like them anymore. Like the tablespoons, get rid of them. Get rid of the easy things first, and then you can go to the hard. And lastly, focus on where you are heading. Focus on your why. Why are you decluttering your home? Why is this an important process to you? And if you can keep in front of your mind the things that are motivating you and the reasons behind why you're doing what you're doing, it will be much easier to make the decisions. So for example, the pill organizer. I know that one day in my life I'm going to need a pill organizer. But right now, my focus is to get the items in my home to a manageable level so that I'm not looking around everywhere and seeing a lot of clutter. I don't use the pill organizer. It's very simple to replace, and it should be an easy decision for me to let it go because I have in my mind what my goal is. My goal is a clean, tidy home that is easy to manage and allows me time to do other things that I think are more important. So keep in mind why you're doing what you're doing, and that will make the decisions to declutter different items a lot easier. I hope that you are doing really well on your decluttering. I have received a lot of comments and I have received a lot of photos already, and it is so encouraging to me that y'all are participating right along with me in this spring declutter challenge. Don't forget to share your pictures and to comment below if you are participating in the Spring Declutter Challenge, because I have a giveaway at the end of the month, and your sharing your photos is your way of entering into the contest. I will have my regular scheduled video up on Friday. So until then, keep up the good work and have a great week.